Good morning, guys. Ray's Landscaping. It is what, Wednesday morning. It's about, I don't know, about 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's nasty out. Of course, Budweiser boat blowing my damn phone up, talking about he ready to go to work. And what landscaper's working in this crap? Not me. I mean, I don't have anything to do. That's why I wanted to get off that job the other day with the Bobcat. So anyway, I'm headed up here to see my mom's and see how she's doing and all that. She went to the emergency room yesterday and they admitted her, so I'm gonna go over here and to the hospital and see her. Stop and grab a little biscuit or something on the way. I don't know if they're gonna release her today or not. I don't want to say I'm not gonna purchase any equipment, because I am. I mean, because I may, everything's dictated and predicated on the kind of workflow that's going and all that. You never know, man. I know going into the season that at the end of last season, all my customers were on board for this season. So I don't really have to do a whole lot of marketing and all of that yet. And I'm not going to market and then not be able to have no help. So first thing I got to do is I got to hire a guy. I got to find a guy, and Budweiser Bo's not that guy. Trust me, y'all. He's not the guy. He might be able to, he might be working with me, but he's not the, he's not going to be, he can't be the main guy because he doesn't have a driver's license. And he's got so many freaking issues. Like I told y'all the other day, you can't leave Bo on a job by himself. I need a guy that I can train, that can learn pretty fast, and preferably somebody that's got a little bit of experience in lawn care. He don't have to be like me, but you're not gonna find nobody like me, y'all. I'm just saying. No way. So if I find somebody like me, then they're gonna want to be me. They're gonna want to be, running the show and all that. So probably not gonna find nobody like that. So I'm not gonna take on the 50-acre site this year unless they just unless they offer me just a ridiculous amount of money. You never know. One phone call could change everything. You could get a property where it's worth buying a mower just for that property. So I don't want to say I will not buy a mower this season, but it's not going to be something I'm thinking about going into the season. What I'm thinking about going into the season is I'm thinking about straight running off the equipment that I got now. And last year I had a big hiccup right in the heart of the season. One of the Exmark 60 inches went down. It was a Kohler engine issue, and they had the mower for 2 months, 7 or 8 weeks anyway, right from beginning of July to the end of August. So it was right in the heart of the season. So I was able to fulfill my obligations and all, and I didn't even have that other 60. So I know that if I can get somebody out here efficient, that I'll be able to take on a few more customers. I might not be able to take on 30 more customers, but I might. Just according. I bet I can take on 10 more without losing the ones that I got. So these are always factors, you guys, always, when you're thinking about what your goals are for the summer. Another one of my goals is to get better across the board. Get better with the customers, get better with the guys that work for me, not take everything so personal You can't have guys out here that don't think efficient, don't think like that. So hopefully I can get a guy that I can train in a couple of weeks, and just hope that, you know, that I can, you know, come up from that point. So I'm always thinking in terms of where the business needs to go. So I'm starting to ramble, losing my thoughts, and my brain is drifting off into other things I need to be doing. So I'm not really focused right now on doing a video. So I'm just kind of rambling. So of course, not working today. It's supposed to rain all day and the sun's out, of course. You know, that damn weatherman, you know. So kind of just want to do a little video today. Letting you guys know what's going on. So, you know, you guys that follow me, y'all know that at the Bobcat, I put the Bobcat in the shop the other day. You know, I got done with that job. So the mechanic just called me. The Bobcat is ready. So I asked the mechanic, you know, I said, so, you know, how much is it? And the mechanic's not charging me nothing, y'all. Hey, does it get any better than that, man? So you see how things work out sometimes, where, you know, you're not really even thinking it through like that. You know, I never would have thought that the mechanic would not be, you know, charging me, you know. So what ended up being wrong with it, y'all, was an O-ring in one of the hoses going from the pump to the drive motor. So if you weren't moving the machine, then it didn't leak at all. And so that kind of goes along with what I was saying, you know, when I was out there on the job, that I felt like it was shooting more out when I had the grapple bucket on than when I didn't. Because the more pressure you put on that drive motor, because when you're knocking them stobs up, you're digging. And when you're digging, you're stressing the machine, I think, more so than just with the brush cutter. So anyway, so yeah, man, a 99-cent O-ring. Yeah. So, very grateful that the mechanic's not charged me, because he could have charged me, you know. He could have told me, you know, Ray, it's gonna be $800, and I would have paid it, you know. And I wouldn't have even cried. At least I wouldn't have cried to him. I might have cried to y'all. So just saying, man, you know. So, you know, so all that worry that I was putting myself through, all for nothing, man. You know, I mean, damn. You know, I got to get better at dealing with, you know, things that come up that are out of my control. And, you know, stop letting things overtake my thinking like that, you know. Because I had calculated that it was probably going to cost me another $400 or $500, you know. So, shoot. It's just the things that happen. One of the good things that can happen to you out here, you know, when everything else seems to be going crazy, you know, somehow it seems to find its way right back to in my favor, man. I mean, you know, and I attribute that to always trying to do the right thing, man. You know, always trying to do what I need to do. You know, put myself in better scenarios. You know, and that's what I attribute. You know, all this to come back full circle, and it's not going to cost me another dime. that just, you know, shows what happens. And, you know, so, you know, I believe that the good Lord rewards people that are really trying. People that are really trying to, you know, do right. They're really trying to, you know, well, have a good life and all that. You know, they have good thoughts and good intentions. You know, and I have all those things. You know, I have great intentions on everything that I do. My intention is always to be better. My intention is always, you know, to make a smart move, you know, to do the next logical thing. That's always my intention. And I can't help it. That's just the way it is, you know. And I feel like, you know, with that kind of work ethic and insight, you know, can really help you, you know, and, you know, that it's not as bad as it appears, man, you know. And, you know, sometimes I feel like, even for me, that I get away from that. I get away from, well, man, it couldn't get no worse, you know. And trust me, it can. You know. So, you know, I mean, I'm stoked that the machine is ready. And, yeah, all that there. So, yeah, man, very happy with that part of the day. The other part of my day, I went and visited my mom in the hospital, and she's doing great. We had a lot of conversation. She's alert. She's smiling, laughing, joking, eating. So, yeah, man, I feel good about that too, y'all. You know, I'm 50 years old, so, you know, that puts my mom and them, you know, my mom at 70 or so. And, you know, so that made my day to be able to go over there and, you know, to the hospital and just being her and sit there for about 4 hours chatting. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I just want her to be happy, man, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all I want, man. I don't want her to be anything but happy. So, yeah. All right, y'all. So now, you thought I was going to talk about brother-in-law. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about brother-in-law today. He ain't put out no stupid videos, so he ain't gave me no content. Okay, guys. So, yeah, man. I want to kind of talk to you guys today about some of my goals for this season coming up, you know. I set goals every year. Sometimes I can live up to them. Sometimes I can't. And then sometimes I even exceed them. So I guess the number one goal for this year is to find a good employee. Is that called a goal, or is that a miracle? I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me just say it. My number two goal is don't buy no more equipment. You know, for the season. You know, got enough equipment. My intention is not to buy more equipment. You know, other than a couple of weed eaters. But, you know, when you're in a lawn landscape business, man, a couple of weed eaters shouldn't be a problem. You know, I mean, if you're having a hard time buying a weed eater or two, that means you need more customers. You know. You know, buying weed eaters and stuff is pretty cheap to me for what you get. It took the mechanic a couple of days, and like I said, it was an O-ring, you know, the 25-cent O-ring. Yeah, crazy, man. So I'm just stoked that I'm not having to pay for it, man. And he's gonna give me my 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid back. You know, I've developed, you know, I've only known the guy out here for a couple of months, and I tell you what, I've developed a pretty good friendship with these guys out here. You know, and you know, I think that's pretty important. You know, when you're dealing with, you know, all the moving parts of a mechanic and having a mechanic work on it, how he prioritizes the work and all that. You know, you get a mechanic and he don't like you, shit, he might drag the hell out of you, man. You know. So, you know, one thing about dealing with the mechanics in you know, in Bobcat world, you know, or machinery world, is one trick that I've learned just in overall about mechanics, whether it's chainsaw mechanic, equipment, you know, or even vehicle mechanics. Don't cry about the money to them. If I could tell anybody that has a lot of mechanical issues and stuff with some of their equipment, you don't cry to the mechanic about how much it costs, because that makes the mechanic not want to work and not want to work on your equipment. You know, even if you're feeling the pinch, you know, don't damn cry about it to him, because that's a surefire way to alienate the mechanic. And in my area, guys like this that work on heavy equipment and stuff, they're few and far between. So, you know, you want to make sure you maintain that relationship if you're going to be in this game, or you're going to be working on your own shit. I personally can do a lot, and I'll be able to do more and more on the Bobcat. You know, of course I can change the hydraulic line. Of course I can change the tracks and all that. But I don't want to. You know, I've changed the tracks, and if the track broke today, I'd fix it and replace it tomorrow. Anyway, guys, I'm pulling up over here to the Bobcat guy, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's Ray signing.